Okay, let's dive in. Picture this. Uh, a professional woman, Naomi Sinclair, at an airport gate. She's composed, seems ready to travel.
Right. And then, according to our source material here, excerpts from Naomi Sinclair, The Quiet Reckoning. Something happens.
Right.
A moment of just casual dismissal that spins into something much bigger.
Yeah, it starts with a comment, a condescending one about her accent, apparently. And then, boom, she's moved. Out of first class, seat 2A.
All the way back to 40/40
Ah!
economy. It's quite the shift.
And that's really what this deep dive is about, this single incident, right? And
Yeah.
how it rippled outwards in ways you wouldn't expect.
Exactly. The source really focuses on how this one act of disrespect didn't just, end there at the gate.
No, it kicked off this whole systemic reckoning. So our mission today is to unpack that, see what the source tells us about power, resilience, accountability, too.
And the source sets the scene really well. LAX, gate 24. Busy, typical airport scene. And there's Naomi, looking poised, professional.
A real contrast to what happens next with the gate agent, Chloe Patterson. The source mentions this dismissive attitude, even a sort of chuckle that felt sharp.
Designed to diminish, yeah.
Yeah,
And it wasn't just Chloe.
that's key, isn't it? The source immediately points to this
No.
atmosphere of silent complicity. Other staff, passengers.
Even a young flight attendant named Grace and security guards. They saw it, looked away, maybe whispered.
But they stayed silent. The source uses this phrase, a comfortable cocoon of silence, and calls it as potent as any order. Makes you think, right?
It really does.
Yes.
And we find out why it happened.
Hmm.
A junior staffer, Lucas, apparently whispers the reason to Naomi.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
He says, they don't want you in first class. Said it doesn't fit the brand image.
Oh, yeah.
Better to have you somewhere less visible.
Wow. So not an error, it was deliberate.
Yeah.
Based on, well, the source implies this unspoken bias.
And that silence just let it happen. Pervasive silence.
But Naomi's reaction, as the source describes it, is fascinating. She doesn't yell, doesn't make a scene there.
No, her silence was different. It was described as calculation, a gathering storm. She's observing, noting things down mentally.
Calculating. And her final words to Chloe, kind of chilling. I hope you're ready, because this story doesn't end at date 24.
That quiet intensity.
Yeah,
It's a different kind of power than just shouting, isn't it?
definitely. And the source shows the story shifts immediately. Naomi, maybe from the lounge, starts making moves quietly.
Right. No public spectacle. Strategic. Systemic. She gets her network involved, legal, logistics.
And subtle things start happening, system disruptions.
Exactly. Contracts getting looked at again, operations quietly frozen. The source calls it systemic accountability executed with the precision of a scalpel.
She's going after the system, not just the person.
Precisely. And you see the ripple effect back at the airport staff. Chloe's composure. Gone, according to the source.
And Lucas, the one who whispered the reason, he feels the weight of complicity. Grace, the flight attendant, feels suffocated by her silence.
Even the supervisor, Dennis Marks, starts feeling the heat as the system wobbles. This quiet pressure is working.
So it starts prompting action from within.
It seems so. The source says Grace reports the incident. Chloe actually sends Naomi an email, owning up to her part in it.
An apology acknowledging complicity, huh?
Yeah, and Lucas. He files a formal report about the system overrides. That cocoon of silence is breaking down.
But Naomi's focus, according to the source, wasn't about revenge or just getting apologies. It was bigger.
Completely. Forward-looking. She tells her board privately her goal is rebuilding systems where dignity is the foundation.
So she convened a summit to actually build these new, better systems. Equitable, transparent, accountable ones.
That's what the source says. It shows resilience isn't just about toughing it out, but about actively changing things so it doesn't happen again.
It's really a masterclass, as the source frames it. Resilience is transformation.
And the power isn't in the shouting match. It's in that quiet, strategic action, that unwavering integrity. It's like a blueprint for facing down bias.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, we've gone from that single moment of dismissal at a gate to this whole systemic shift, all driven by quiet resolve. It leaves you thinking.
It does. Maybe ask yourself, where, in your own life, your work, your community, where might silence be enabling injustice right now?
And thinking about Naomi's story from this source, could strategic, quiet action rooted in integrity be the way you could rewrite some rules?
It challenges that idea that you always have to be loud, right?
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes quiet calculation is the more potent approach, something to mull over.